I like Duke's 101 because it gets to show the student athlete for who they are.
Woo! Let go! Let go!
I know it's necessary. It gives student athletes the opportunity to tell their story from their point of view. Duke fans, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Duke's One-on-One. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with men's soccer senior Adam Clement and newly signed Vancouver Whitecaps. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you.
Let's dive right into it, shall we?
Yeah.
Tell us, what has your Duquesne experience been like?
It's been great, the past 4 years. The academic side of things was a little rocky to start, but, that always happens when you come in from high school. It's a very closely, knit campus and everything like that, so meeting friends and everything's real easy. Soccer just kind of took care of itself. You've been doing it for so long. It's definitely a change in, the pace of the game and everything like that, but the coaching staff and everything, really helped it along. And it's a fairly easy change.
That's awesome. Let's dive into your soccer career a little bit. Josh Patterson and yourself, the first guys ever from Duquesne to get drafted to play MLS soccer. What was that experience like?
To be honest, it was a little nerve-wracking, a little mind-blowing, all wrapped up in one. Kind of had an idea after the Charlotte game that something like this might happen. But then again, coming from a small school like Duquesne, we weren't really sure what they were going to do with it. But they just kept in contact with our coach and just kind of kept going through everything, and then draft day rolled around and we were here.
Now, when you say draft, a lot of people just think, maybe in soccer, how many rounds is it in a draft? 6 or 7 rounds. So they think, okay, he's been drafted in the first 6 rounds, he gets picked up automatically, he signs a big contract. Tell us a little bit about the actual process of a draft so people get the full understanding.
Pretty much is the first 2 rounds, they call it the super draft. And those are kind of where they take the big name school players and things like that, and those players just kind of make it on the team, or they have very little to prove because those are the players that they want. And then the supplemental drafts are rounds 3 through 6, and the teams, they don't really have to take players if they don't want, or if they have any picks at all. It's kind of like they take a risk on some players, and you get drafted there, and then if they want to invite you out, depending on how the roster is, they invite you out, and you just kind of have to prove yourself like you have been the past 5, 6, 7 years. So we went out there and things looked good, and they kept calling back, and here we are.
Now you say that they kept calling back. We know that you and Josh, your teammate here at Duquesne University, got picked up by the same team, the Vancouver Whitecaps. Tell us what your last few weeks have been like.
I've been pretty adventurous. Ever since the end of January when the draft happened, I wasn't sure when they would call or when they were going to call, and it seems like, they give you a call and you're on the plane the next day. I think it was like February 1st or something like that. They called, and I went down to around Phoenix, Arizona for 6, 7 days, trained with them. Then they a lot of positive comments coming back from that. And they sent me back here, and I was just kind of waiting around for another phone call. You weren't sure if it was going to come, and sure enough it did. I went to their second preseason camp. It was in South Carolina. I went there for 10 days and came back, and a lot of positive comments again, but they said it was hard because there was a lot of center backs that were in my spot, that are obviously more experienced and older. So they wanted to put me out on loan, which is just kind of to another team and things like that. So I agreed, and I was talking to some of my old coaches, and they said, there's probably a very small chance that it'd be out of the country and everything like that. So got back here, and sure enough, there's another phone call, and they said they want me to play for a Norwegian team. So a couple days later, I was on a plane to Spain. I was there for about 6-7 days.
When you say a couple days later, what is a couple days later?
2 days.
2 days. So you had 2 days to prepare to go to Spain.
Yeah, I got back on a Sunday night, and I was sitting in class on Tuesday, and they called, and I didn't pick up because I was in class, and I got a text message saying, "Hey, we want you to go to Spain to play." So I was just trying to take everything in, and got on a plane, and 4,500 miles later, I was in Spain. And it's a completely different culture and everything like that.
Talk to us about the culture in Spain. What was the experience like?
It was interesting. The team that I was there for, everybody except for 2 of them were from Norway, so they all spoke Norwegian. So I was just kind of sitting there trying to adapt to things. You weren't really prepared because I personally have never been over to Europe, so I didn't know what to expect. But it was hard because of the language barrier and everything like that. But that's something you just got to stay mentally strong about and look at the positive outcomes. It was beautiful scenery and everything, which made it easy. It was just hard, the time change and stuff like that. But once you got on the field to play your sport, it's natural. So.
Adam, talk to us a little bit about the process of making that final roster in Vancouver.
When I got back, from Spain and things like that, I thought I had a big choice on my plate. And sure enough, when I got back in America, my phone started working. I got an email saying, that their captain, who played center back, had ruptured his Achilles and he was out for the season. And they wanted to bring me back and be one of their 4 center backs for the year. So obviously I was very happy to hear that, and just kind of took it in stride, and I guess we're going out there.
It's kind of funny. Talk about your experience here at Duquesne, because it seems like it all ties together. Sometimes situations arise or injuries may happen, and you just kind of got to be prepared to walk into that position. Tell us a little bit about your freshman year and how it worked for you playing as a freshman.
It was funny because my assistant coach, him and I were joking when I told him, the way things had happened, and it's funny because when I first got here, I wasn't supposed to play because I was behind a 5th-year senior, and the second preseason game, made 10 minutes into the game, he broke his foot, and I played the entire season. So, after I brought that up to him, we were just laughing. He said, you're benefiting from other people's expense, but I guess it's just the way that the cookie crumbles.
Excellent. Clement, in the last 3 weeks, you've been to Florida, you've been to Arizona, South Carolina, Spain. You just got back from Spain, actually, and soon you're about to catch a flight to Vancouver to start the season. If you could give some advice to a young athlete who aspires to play soccer at the collegiate and professional level, what would that advice be?
You always have to chase your dream, wherever it's going to travel or make you travel, and don't be scared to chase it. You're young, and this is what you've been dreaming of for so long. So it's a very small window. So just do whatever it takes.
Good advice. Adam, let everybody know, what does the game of soccer mean to you?
It's just an opportunity, to make people realize that your dreams can become a reality if you work at them, day in and day out, and do what you're supposed to do. And, with a little bit of luck, things might fall your way. Hey, Dukes fans, thanks for tuning in to Dukes 101. After chasing my dream in Florida, Arizona, South Carolina, Spain, I'm going to be getting on a plane here pretty soon to continue chasing that dream in Vancouver. Hopefully I'll see y'all soon.
Adam, talk to us a little bit about the process of making that final round. Hold up, what's the question? All right. It's rolling already? Oh, can we do that one more time?
I got your number.
Woo! Let go! Let go!
it's necessary. It gives student athletes the opportunity to tell their story from their point of view.